What's going on, everybody? David here from Bluckers Videos and Toys, and today I want to share with y'all some stuff that I picked up over the Mother's Day weekend. And I've stopped at my, various spots, stuff that I normally shop on here in town. And the first one I wanted to show you is from Recycle Books. That's my jam right there. That's where I get all my cool shit from. And so I got a little stack, not too much, just like one comic book and three movies. Try to fill out my movie collection and stuff. So the first movie I want to show you, it's from Umbrella Entertainment. It's a 2-disc set. It's called a Canon Classic Double Feature, and it features Charles Bronson and Death Wish 4 and 5. So I need to find the other one, the other 2-disc set that they did with Death Wish 2 and 3, because I got the first one, so I have this one now, and so I just need the other Umbrella Canon Classic double feature with 2 and 3 DVD. I have been looking for it, but all I see is like mostly Blu-ray sets, which is fine, but I want to complete the DVD set. I don't want to like have it all weird where it's like half Blu-ray, half DVD. It's either one or the other. That's how I operate. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some things that I do have that's kind of like that, but it's like a separate franchise. Like I have the Jurassic Park trilogy on DVD, but I have the Jurassic World trilogy on Blu-ray. So something like that. But yeah, I know it's odd, but hey, it is what it is. But these movies I got for like $2 a piece, so very happy to pick these up, and they were just like trying to get rid of them. So the next one up is, I do have the first one, so I'm very happy to find the sequel. And this is the Howling 2, Your Sister is a Werewolf. Now, I was real excited when I saw this. I've seen it out in the wild before, but this is actually a pretty clean copy, because all the other copies I've seen were like all beaters and stuff, scratched to hell and shit. Cases all torn. So that's why I never had it. And I think Scream Factory did a release of this too as well, but I missed out on it. But I do want to collect all the other ones. I think there's like 5 of them. So this is the first sequel, so I need to find the other ones. The other set is, I think there's like 5 of them. But I saw this one because I think I have one of them. I think it's on Blu-ray. But I had to get this one just because I like Full Moon Entertainments. But this is the DVD collection of Subspecies. Yeah, this is a pretty cool franchise. I've seen them, but I really do like the first one. So very happy to have these. Like I said, I think there's another set that's got like 5 of them. I think the Blu-ray set has like five films, but I do want to find the other ones. I think I do have the first one on Blu-ray, but I've never seen or found any of the other ones. So I just went ahead and got this because it was cheap, and I just said, why not? So, that being said, I got one comic book, and this is one I've been looking for because I've seen all the other issues, but I had to find this one first, so I did find it. Luckily, they had it. And so this is from Image. Got a dip in my Image bag. So this is Freak Force issue number 1. So I know that Playmates and Toy Biz did figures for some of these. So I know Playmates did a figure of him with their Savage Dragon toy line back in the days. And I know that Toy Biz did a figure of him. Don't know about him. He might have. I could be wrong. I know they didn't do any of the women. Not from this particular team. But anyway, so yes, that is issue number 1. So we'll just set these aside up there. And so this next set is from a place called Vintage Stock. It's the same thing. It's under as a Movie Train Company, but it's just under a different name. I think it's their original name, Vintage Stock. The movie trading company is kind of like the spinoff name. It's the exact same store, exact same shit. It's just different name, but I think this is the original name. But anyways, aside from that, I did pick up some more comics. This is my first time going at this location. It had been there for years, but I just never stopped by. But I finally did, and it's a little smaller store. You know, it's not quite as big as we have as the one that we have in here in town. But it's got some stuff in there, and I didn't really get a chance to really look into it like I want to, but eventually I will one day. So I was happy to find this, and I've been looking for this soundtrack for a while. And so this is the Terminator 2 Judgment Day soundtrack. So very happy to have this. So I listened to when I got it, I listened to it in the car that day. So very awesome. Very happy to have these. So I could have this display with my figures. And I do want to find the VHS version as well. If I can get the original VHS, that'd be awesome. I'm also looking for the Terminator soundtrack and original VHS. So, because I know they've released several copies of it throughout the years. And for those who know me, have been following my channel. Terminator 2 is like one of my all-time favorite movies, especially when it comes to sci-fi. And so I got like all the Kenner stuff, except for maybe a couple items. Also got all the NECA figures, everything. You know, I'm on a hunt for McFarlane stuff too as well, because I like how he had made his figures and stuff. So, yeah, anything Terminator 2 when it comes to figures and physical media, I'll get. You know, just to add to the collection. So this is an awesome find. So very happy to have this. And some more comic books. You know, been dipping in my comic book bag for a while now. So this year here in 2025 has been all about comic books. So I've been trying to complete certain runs, you know, and start new runs, which I really don't need to be doing. But hey, it's Image Comics. You know, I love Image. You know, that's Image is like my Marvel. You know, I've read Image more than I did Marvel, to be honest. You know, so that's why I have so much love for it, and I collect everything Image. I mean, I know I can't collect it all because it's so much. You know, I find new stuff all the time that I don't even have no earthly idea that existed. You know, but hey. It is what it is, you know. I just finally purchased some new comic boxes, and that thing's almost full. So I need to get me another one just for my second half of my Image collection, and my DC and Marvel and various other comic book collection is like teeny tiny. I hardly have anything. If you looked at my comic book collection on that end, you'd be like, man, that's all you got. Yeah, that's all I got. Maybe one day I'll show it to y'all. Anyways, so first one up is Blood Wolf issue 2. I do have issue 1, and I know that I've been making shorts as well. So if y'all been watching my shorts, you'll notice that I picked up issue 1 not too long ago. So I was happy to find issue 2. Don't know if I'll be able to find all the other ones. We'll see. They come across, I'll pick them up. This is new to the collection. I never heard of this one. Called Black and White. So this should be a very interesting read. So, and continuation with the Youngblood series, I found issue number 6. So happy to have this continuation of this. All right. Let's go ahead and move on to Movie Trading Company. Now, I went there, the location here in town, because my wife was looking for a movie called Nothing But Trouble, so I was able to find that for her. She was also looking for a couple other ones, but I didn't get a chance to see those, you know. So, first up is the CD. Finally happy to finally get this in the collection. I don't think I've ever seen this in a few years. At the time, I didn't get it for whatever reason. I did have the cassette tape at the time, and it was one of the tapes that my mom bought me one year when this guy came out. So I think this is one of maybe 2 albums that he ever put out. I know that his second album was more kind of a rock album. I actually want to get that, to be honest. It's not that bad. It's something different, but I do want to get it though. I think I've seen it once, but I don't think I've ever seen it again, and that was quite some time ago. All right, so wondering who I'm talking about is Vanilla Ice to the extreme. So, yep, Ice Ice Baby. That was his #1 single, and so this is actually a pretty good album. It's not. I even listened to this when I picked it up in the car too. I was excited because I hadn't heard this album in a long time. I do follow him on YouTube though. He's got a pretty cool YouTube channel. I like his YouTube channel. So he's doing well for himself. So he's out there. He's making his money. So and then I bought another movie. I did rent this a few times from Redbox when that was a thing, and been wanting to find this on physical copy. Even though I've seen it a few times, never picked it up for whatever reason. So I'm glad I kind of didn't at the time. So I did look for it because it did pop in my mind. So I did finally see it again. And so this is Bounty Hunters with Trish Stratus. So I think this is her only feature film that she did. So, like I said, I did get this, rent this from Redbox a couple of times. So I'm always trying to any movies with wrestlers. No matter how bad it is or how good it is, I'll get it. So, dipping in this collection as well. So, anything with wrestlers in it was Kurt Angle, Kevin Nash, all those guys that are like mainly actors now. So, what I mean by that, I mean just like the direct-to-DVD stuff, not the stuff that you've seen in theaters and stuff, but I'm talking about like main directed, like when they in the beginning stages of the film. So, and of course I get all the WWE Studios movies as well. So looking out for more of those. So very happy to get this one into the collection. All right, again, so the last stuff is comic books. The rest of it is comic books and Wizard magazines. So continuation. These were all like $1. So that's one thing about these Image comic books. I can complete these runs fairly easily, but I like to salvage it a little bit. Just to kind of have something to do. I like to go on a hunt like once a week or so, just to kind of see what's out there, what I can find. So continue on with the Freak Force. So got issue number 2. And then Freak Force issue number 3. And that's it for that. And then the next 2, this is the first time for me. I've seen it, but I've never read it. It's Union, issue number 1. And then Union issue number 2. So, should be a fun read. And then I finally found issue number 2 of Wildstar. Now they have different variant covers. I don't know if they were variant covers or they're just different issues of issue number 1, because I've never really read them, so I wouldn't know. But I've seen they had issue number 1 of regular cover, and then they got that kind of unique cover with it's a white cover with his eyes and look like blood dripping down from his eyes, kind of splattered. It's weird. It's a weird looking cover, but it's cool at the same time. So I'll have to look into that. So got that. And then I do have the issue number 1 of Team Youngblood, so I finally picked up issue number 2. Right, so that's my vintage stock / movie trading company haul. And so now, next up is the final pickups. these are from Game Exchange. So, well, whenever I pick up movies for my wife, she wants me to go to Game Exchange to get them buffered because they're the only place in town that has a CD buffering machine that's actually good. And so, once I do that, it only takes like a few seconds to do it. But, I always have to go through their comic book section because they got long boxes and long boxes and long boxes and long boxes of stuff. So that's how I'm able to really kind of build up my stuff, especially when it comes to these Wizard magazines. They have a ton of them, so I just thumb through a lot of them, and so I try to. Eventually, I'm gonna probably end up buying them all anyways, but I like to buy a few at a time. So, anyways, first up is Bloodstrike number 6. So finally was able to continue that series. And then second is Cyberforce issue number 25. They had other issues, but I wanted this one just because of the cover. Let me look at that cover. That's such a badass cover. So I had to snag it. These are like $1.50, I think, $1.50 each, like all of them. So, and then I do have issue number 1, but I was able to pick up issue number 2 of Prophet. So very happy about that. And then was able to finally find issue number 3 of this because I've had issue number 1, 2, and 4 for quite some time. On all those I found at Game Exchange, I believe. And this is issue number 3 of Shadowhawk. So now I just need 5, 6 in continuation on that. So then finally I had issue number 1 of this one for quite some time, and I think I picked up 2 at Game Exchange. And so was able to finally get issue number 3 of Shadowhawk 2. So I'm trying to get all the Shadowhawk 1 runs. I know they got a Shadowhawk 3 because I recently did pick up issue number 1 of Shadowhawk 3. And then after that, they have another series called the all new Shadowhawk, which I saw. So I'm going to probably have to start getting those as well. So I think it's a continuation of the original Shadowhawk that when he died, and then they had to get somebody else in. So it's all these different variations of Shadowhawk. So, of course, I got to complete all those runs. And so, last but not least is all the Wizard issues. So, the first issue is issue number 34. I did have this one originally. And so, this one has Psylocke and Rogue on the cover. And it's got all the women here. So, yeah, very nice. And then I love going through these things. I do reread them a lot, so it's just a nostalgia feeling. And I think when I had these, I think I only had like maybe 4 or 5 of them, and I think as I got older, I think I don't remember if I had any more or not. I think I stopped buying them about 2000, I think 2001. But they ran for quite some time. Started off like in 92, 93, and then they continued on to 2010, I believe. I think that was it. I'm not sure how far along they went, but it was like well into the 2000s. I think that's about 2010. That was it. They call it quits. Next up is issue number 40. Got Violator on the cover. So this is very cool. There's the cover. I always like the fact that you could fold out the cover into like a poster. That's pretty cool. And then next up is I think this is what, issue number 47 with Judge Dredd on the cover. Don't think he has a fold out. No, we don't. So this came out in 95. And then finally, last but not least, is issue number 54. This came out in 96, February. It's got Lobo, Wolverine, and it's got this, whatever this reason, this came with it. Some weird game. But this is like a extremely long poster. So it's like DC versus Marvel. So you got Lobo, Wolverine, Wonder Woman, Storm, Captain America, the Superman, Batman, Hulk. So, which is pretty cool. Sorry about the glare. But yeah. And whatever this weird thing is, let's keep it in there. So yeah, those are my pickups over the Mother's Day weekend. So yeah, let me know what y'all think of this particular haul. And don't forget, words of wisdom: buy what you love and not what you like, because if you buy what you like, you will always end up getting rid of it. And I will catch y'all later.